What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the True Wildlife YouTube channel. My name is Cameron. We are down here on the Texas coast, and y'all check out a couple of these nice trout that we caught today. If you want to see how I caught them and how I'm going to cook them up, make sure you stay tuned for the whole video. Let's roll the clips. Either a trout or a little red. You hit it like a red. That's a trout. There you go. Alright, first fish of the day, speckled trout. This guy's not a keeper. Just undersized, probably about 14, I think 15. Go ahead and get a release. Hey, he was ready to go. See if we can get another one. All we're using right now is just a 1/4 ounce jig head with a little salt and pepper, clear salt and pepper flake, Little John right there. Just basically a little stick bait. Fish seem to love this thing. This feels like a way better fish. I think this is a nice trout. Hit it pretty much the same exact spot as the last one. This is a trout. It's going to be pretty nice. It's a trout. Oh, little trout. That one's going in the cooler for sure. There's like a nice 18, 19 speckled trout right there, going straight in the cooler. Hey, it seems like we found a little pocket over here. That's my third bite in about 4 casts. We're just gonna throw this guy up on land for now because we're keeping him anyways, so it doesn't really matter, and see if we can catch some more before they dip out again. All we're doing is cast on the backside of this little channel that runs out through here, and it comes up onto a flat with a bunch of oyster. There seems to be a little group of fish holding over the edge of that, right where it starts to come up. Toss my lure right off the bottom. They're hitting super aggressive. There's another one. That guy's a little small. Actually, he'd probably keep, but we don't need him. We'll let him go. Third fish of the day. Okay, we got that perfect tide movement right now. According to the moon, I keep believing that type of stuff. The bite is supposed to be on from about 7:30 to 10, and it is right at about 8 o'clock, so I would say the bite's on. Well, we've been here for about 30 minutes since y'all saw that last catch. We're about to leave. I just said let me do 3 more casts. We just hooked into a decent trout that got off. That's all right. It wasn't a keeper anyways, but the fish are still here, so I guess we're not leaving. We're just about to head out to another spot, but hey, if we're getting bit, there's no point in leaving fish to find fish. Let's get casting. Okay, we're hooked up. A couple casts later, I got a flounder here. I think it's a nice one, actually. It's going to be a keeper. Up there on the rocks. Now, if this guy wasn't a keeper, I wouldn't be letting. Oh! If this guy wasn't a keeper, I wouldn't be letting him thrash on the rocks and hurt himself. But because I can already tell that that dude is over 15 inches, it doesn't really matter if he gets beat up. He's going in the cooler anyways. But there we go, guys. It's kind of turning back on here. It died out for about 30 minutes. The tide picked back up, started coming back in a little bit harder, and that's 2 bites and 3 casts. Let's go put this guy in the cooler and try again. So what has been working and what has been getting these fish to bite today is this mirror lure Little John right here. It's just a super simple stick bait pretty much. I'm throwing it on a 1/4 ounce jig head. All I'm doing is just casting out to the back of this current, letting it sink down, and then just slowly popping it off the bottom like that. The fish are just hanging down there, trying to get out of the current, hanging around the oyster and all that stuff. And when this lure comes over, it looks just like a little bait fish, either struggling down there or just trying to run away from something, and they seem to really love it. It has a really erratic motion, jumps side to side, darts side to side really hard. And yeah, it's been working pretty good. So far we've caught 4 trout and a flounder on it. The reel that I have this paired on is a Piscifun Captain 3000 size spinning reel. I have 20-pound braid on that, and I'm using a 20-pound fluorocarbon lure. Just gonna play him out. This guy's right at keeper size. Probably go ahead and let him go. We already got 2 nice ones on the stringer. And I don't think we need to take much more, but pop the hook out. There is a beautiful spotted sea trout, or as we all call them, speckled trout. Let's get a release. He was bleeding a little bit, so that's all right. He'll live. He was just hooked right in the lip, not down in the gills or anything. Sometimes they just bleed, but as long as you get them back in the water quickly, their blood will coagulate and they'll be just fine. Well, I think this is gonna be our last cast right here. The bite's kind of slowed down. We've probably been fishing about 45 minutes after we caught this last fish on cue. On cue. Let's go. Man, I was talking to the camera. I had so much slack in my line. Nice trout. That is a keeper. That is probably one of the nicest ones of the day. Let me show you all this fish. Fat, healthy. Look how beautiful it is. Look at all the spots. It's a nice little leopard looking speckled trout there. Absolutely choked it. Check this out. Check that out. Look at that lower nose though. Oh, yellow legs. But, yeah, we're gonna throw this guy on the stringer because he choked it. If we try to unhook him, he's probably gonna bleed out anyway. Yeah, you can see if he's gonna die. That's a great one to take home. Perfect eater size. Well, there y'all go. As you can see, it was a pretty successful morning of fishing. Super easy. We didn't even have to get really wet. About ankle deep is all we got. So let's go ahead and clean these fish up for you guys. I'm going to show you how we do it. I like to take my knife, run it right here behind the fin, straight down to the backbone until you feel it. Turn your knife sideways and just make a few big swipes all the way down. These trout have air bladders in them. This is what helps hold them up in the water column. It's that little white thing. It looks like gum, feels like gum, super hard to cut through. So you just move that out of the way and then your knife is going to glide super easy. And there we go, one beautiful speckled trout fillet. Next thing we're gonna do is take our knife, run it down, and we're gonna take the skin off of these things. So you're gonna turn your knife sideways, grab your skin, and start pulling. Okay. Very last thing that you have to do to your fillet before it's ready to eat is cut the bones out. We go around the rib cage all the way up to the front. And there you go. This is a perfectly boneless, skinless speckled trout fillet. We're gonna continue to do that to the other side of the fish and then to the rest of the fish. Then we'll see you in the kitchen to make a nice simple meal out of these. So we're back in the house now, back in the kitchen. We have our nice speckled trout cleaned up here. I got one fillet right here. And you know what? I'm hot, I'm sweaty from cleaning those fish. There's nothing I like better after a long day of fishing than eating my fresh catch. So we're gonna take this trout, we're gonna season it up. And today we're just gonna make some super simple fish sandwiches. Something that pretty much anybody can do, and usually everyone has a little bit of bread laying around the house and a little bit of seasoning and butter. So that's really all it is. Season up generously, and then we have some butter that we browned right here. I already cooked a little piece of fish, so the butter is burning a little bit, but that's all right. Kind of blacken it here a little bit. We're just gonna lay that in there. We're gonna cook it about 2 minutes on each side, and that's gonna be perfectly cooked speckled trout. While that's cooking though, let's go ahead and make a nice little sauce to put on our sandwich. All right, we're gonna whip up a sauce real quick. We got some mayonnaise, a little bit of yellow mustard here, about like that. Some sweet relish, juice, and the actual relish. You can use some sweet pickles too if you don't have relish laying around. And then one of the key ingredients, some dill. I like a lot of dill, so we'll throw that in there. And that's good. Now, if you wanted to really spice this up, not spice it up, but if you wanted to really add some good flavor to this, I do like adding horseradish. I'm not the only one eating it, and the other people that are eating it don't really enjoy the horseradish, so we'll just leave it like this for now. So that's what you're looking for. Kind of sweet, kind of tangy, lots of fat from that mayonnaise. It's gonna be perfect for a fish sandwich. Okay, so let's go ahead and assemble our sandwich here. We got our hamburger buns. You could use white bread, you could use whatever type of bread you have in your house. It doesn't really matter. But But we have some hamburger buns right here. I did go ahead and toast them. That is completely optional. Just adds a little bit of texture because as y'all know, sauteed fish, pan fried fish is not very crisp. Next thing we're gonna do is take our sauce we made right here, put a little bit on both sides. Maybe a little bit more. Big sauce people over here. Rub it in, spread it around. Nice and simple. Now we just throw our fish on here. Nothing fancy, y'all. Take a nice piece of fish just like that. Another piece. Boom. Top bun. Oh wait, that's the bottom. Okay, we're gonna have to do the flip here. Bam. Now, let's cut it. Okay, let's take a look. It's not fancy. It's super simple, super easy. Something anybody can do. This right here is the paper plate special. I'm gonna go ahead and chow down on this right here. It looks pretty good. Maybe that's just because I'm pretty dang hungry after a long day of fishing, but y'all don't forget to subscribe to the True Wildlife channel down below so you can see every time we upload over here. And also, if you want to check out some of the gear I was using today, like the reels, you can head over to Piscifun and look at those. They have a bunch of cool stuff on the site. That's it for right now. I'll see y'all back out here next week for hopefully another awesome day out on the water catching some sort of cool fish. But until then, peace.